Five, four, three, two, one.
Evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Mm.
And we've got no lights on yet.
Oh, what?
No lights. It's all.
Oh, indoor lights. Indoor lights. Oh, you had me bloody confused for a minute. What? No.
Yes, no, all natural light. I haven't had to put the light on yet.
Oh, I've put it on here in advance because I'm not going to get. I've been up and down all bloody day.
Oh yes, you've got a new toy, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, and it's driving me up the wall.
Oh, well. I'm sure it'll work. But anyway, been lots of happening. You know, over the little Easter break, I put some interesting shorts up, and the world went mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Nick.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I put something a bit different up, and it went. Good afternoon, Pulsar.
Hello, Pulsar.
So,
yeah, I mean, you
you
actually made me go and listen to an album again, which I haven't listened to for an awfully long time.
Oh, the Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes, the one with the original cast.
With Ian Gillan and...
Yes.
Yeah,
the original. not the remixed version, and not the anniversary, not the 20th or the 50th. The original.
Yeah, I know what one you mean. When the one with the yellow cover.
Yes. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, Terry. So, because of all that happening, 17,007 people watched the channel now.
I must have been bored.
God,
Did you have nothing to do? Oh, hang on. Was it raining on Easter Sunday?
No, it wasn't here.
It rained in the evening here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they were fun. Bit different.
Yes.
Yes. So 27 new subscribers, which is nice.
It is.
Yes. Good evening, Richard. So while you're watching, there's some surprises here. At number 3, the Battle Royale final, 80 views. How's this? Super Tramp, which I did,
long time ago.
89. Bad Genesis. Still people are liking the Bad Genesis at 107. And guess what the top short was? War of the Worlds, LP number 1.
That's another one that I went back and listened to again.
Yes, 1,872 views.
I disagreed with some of your star rankings, but that's your ears compared to mine.
Yes. So in the last 28 days, it's now 51,000 views, 914, 69 new subscribers. How's this at number 3? Status Quo album ranking 310.
Ooh.
The Battle Royale semi-final 335. Bad Genesis in the last 28 days 519. Good evening, Zeb. And at the top short, of course, is War of the Worlds. And the whole thing caboodle. We went for another landmark. We're now at 700,461 views. And another breakthrough.
Another towards the 750,000 mark.
Yes. And we broke another landmark as well on subscribers. 2,717. So this is the one Dave likes. Mike Oldfield, number 5, 4,506. Derek Riggs, 4,542. Just ahead of Jethro Tull on 4,571. And Status Quo 10,804. What's funny?
Evening, Kaz. Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. Yes.
Yes.
And the
Because
top
despite what you
short,
might have seen, you might hear something different.
top short, Paul Diano. Now, I've had a bit of a rest this week, so I haven't listened to much at all. I haven't even filled them in. So I'm still going through Dwight Yoakam, the Hollies, Kayak, and Rick James.
Like you finished something and you started something.
Yes, I finished something. I started something as well. So yeah, so that's my bit done.
You bugger.
So I'm going to do that. Get rid of that. Ooh. Oops.
Ooh.
Technical hitch there. As you can see, we've started the sophomore drome again. And we have got a poll going.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know how the poll's going. I haven't looked because I had to do something else.
There's 3 votes. No, 7 votes. There we go. It's just updated.
So it was a good one today. Bit of Van de Graaff generator.
Yeah, I need to log out and log in as you to see the numbers, but not to worry. I'll do that in a bit.
Okay, so I think it's time for hatches, matches, and dispatches.
Yeah, is his lordship happy?
No, you're never happy.
Right, you mean he's finished that?
He's here, yeah. There's nothing left here. He has scoffed it.
Rocky, you're a pig.
He is a pig,
but
a lovely pig.
Right.
Anyway, time for hatches and matches and the dispatches.
Okay, hatches, matches, dispatches, and we're avoiding the most obvious that happened on Easter Monday. So we're sticking with music today. So on the 17th, the death was announced of Roger McLachlan, New Zealand bass guitarist with the Little River Band. He died the day before on the 16th. On the 18th, very sadly, Clodagh Rogers, Northern Irish pop singer. She passed away. She's best known for Jack in the Box, the UK 1971 entry to Eurovision. She also did Come Back and Shake Me and Good Night Midnight. On the 20th, the death was announced of Kimball Rendell, an Australian post-punk and alt-rock singer and guitarist. He used to be in XL Capri and Hoodoo Gurus. Another death was announced on the 22nd. Now, this was Roy Thomas Baker. He passed away on the 12th, but the family didn't announce his passing until the 22nd. He was an English record producer, songwriter, arranger. But he's best known, he was the producer of Queen's classic album A Night at the Opera and the Cars' 1978 self-titled debut, and he did Journey's first 2 albums. Sad loss. Also on the 22nd, David Paul Briggs, American keyboardist, record producer, arranger, composer, and studio owner. He passed away. And then today, the death was announced of Peter McKeon, American rock keyboardist with The City. The City were formed after the demise of Men at Work. That's why you've heard the name. He was also a record producer. So those are our dispatches for this week. Birthdays. We've got 19 today. Right, take that out. 43 today. She was born Kelly Brianne Clarkson. She's known by the names Kelly Brianne. She's also known professionally as Kelly Clarkson, American singer, songwriter, and TV personality. 52 today is Brian Aubrey Marshall. Oh, you must know that name. He's the bassist and co-founder of Creed and Alter Bridge. Should make Zeb happy. 55 today is Jasbinder Singh Man, known better as Jasman, British songwriter, musician, singer, record producer, film producer. Why do you know the name? He was the lead singer of Babylon Zoo. 57 today is Aaron Comis, or Aaron Combs, American drummer with Spin Doctors. 59 today is David Usher, Canadian musician, best-selling author, keynote speaker, and activist. But he's best known as the frontman for the band Moist. 62. We have 3 birthdays. 3 people are 62 today. Paula A. Fraser, she's an American singer-songwriter. She was in the band Tarnation, but she was also a part-time lead singer for the band Faith No More, which, well, amazingly, William David Gould, better known as Billy Gould, American musician and producer, he was the bassist of Faith No More, and it's his birthday as well. And then the 3rd birthday is Joey Vera, American bassist, member of the heavy metal band Armored Saint and the prog metal band Fate's Warning. 68 today is Northampton legend David John Haskins, better known as David J., British alt rock musician, producer and writer. He was the bassist for the gothic rock band Bauhaus and for Love and Rockets. 71 today, we've got a pair of birthdays. Jack Martin Blades, he's an American rock musician. He's been in the bands Rubicon. He's also in Night Ranger as bassist and one of the lead vocalists. And he was a founding member of the band Damn Yankees. Also 71 today is Raymond Ian Burns. Name sounds familiar, but you'd know him better as Captain Sensible. English guitarist, singer, songwriter, co-founder of The Damned in 1976, for whom he originally played bass before switching to guitar. 74 today, Nigel Harrison. English musician, bass player, songwriter. He was in Blondie in the 70s and 80s. Also 74 today is Boris Peter Bransby Williams. Who? He's an English musician, and he's best known as being the drummer for The Cure from 1984 until 1994. And he also formed the band Babacar in the late 1990s. 75 today is Robert Andrew Hyman, American singer, songwriter, keyboard and accordion player. He's also a producer and arranger and a founding member of the rock band The Hooters. 80 today is Douglas Raymond Clifford, better known as Cosmo Clifford, American drummer. He's best known as the founding member of Creedence Clearwater Revival. Also 80 today is John Pash. He's a British graphic designer and art director. Why are we mentioning him? Because he's the guy who created the Rolling Stones Lips and Tongue logo. He's also worked doing art for Paul McCartney, The Who, The Stranglers, Dr. Feelgood, and for fans of the Van de Graaff generator. He created the MC Escher-inspired logo, that little triangle of the 3 sets of steps that go in a never-ending circle. He created that logo for them and it appeared on their album God Bluff. 81 today is an absolute legend of the business. Anthony Edward Visconti, American record producer, musician, singer, and he has worked with, the list is massive. T-Rex, Bowie,
kind of moan once.
Badfinger, Gentle Giant, Straubs, Sparks, Thin Lizzy, Hazel O'Connor, Orchard, Rick Wakeman, to name just a few. 83 today is, she's known as Barbara, but her proper name is Barbara Joan Streisand. The lady herself, American singer, actress, songwriter, producer, and director. She's also the first performer who have been awarded an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. She's the first person to get an EGOT.
Ooh.
Very rare. She has sales exceeding 150 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. And then 84 and granddad today is John Christopher Williams, OBE, Order of Australia, Australian-born classical guitarist, renowned for his ensemble playing as well as interpretation and promotion of the modern classical guitar repertoire, but better known to Iain and myself and the rest of you as John Williams of Skye.
Yes. And he's very good solo album Travelling.
Yes. Notable marriages, the matches. Well, we've got 2 matches and we've got 1 dismatch today. And there's a link between the matches. So in 1988, a drummer married a model. And in 1992, a singer married a model. Who were they? Well, in 88, Mick Fleetwood married Sarah Record. And in 1992, David Bowie married supermodel Iman. 2007 was our dismatch. And recording artist and the most awarded female act of all time, Whitney Houston, divorced R&B singer-songwriter Bobby Brown due to irreconcilable differences. It's a nice way of saying it. That was after 14 years of marriage. Anyway, there's our hatches, matches, dispatches. We've wasted, what's that, 5-10 minutes? Talking point tonight. And I hope you've all been off watching the old grey whistle test videos on YouTube. I know Iain has, and we do know that Nick has watched at least 12 and has a report on each one. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
So get that out of the way. Let's have a look here. Yeah, yes, Richard. Barbara.
Barbara. Yeah.
That's
So,
how it goes.
wait, so do you think are we going to announce the or go through?
I want to hang on till we have a couple of the panel come up because we need to do something tonight because it's the final of Battle Royale 2. There's been some shenanigans, so we need to deal with that tonight.
Yes, before we announce the winner.
Yeah.
So we'll do what's on next first then.
Hey, Zed, Creed socks wanted you to know. Oh, Lisa's stirring the pot.
Good old Lisa. I like Creed, Lisa.
Have Hoodoo Guru's been ranked on the laundry list? They're not on the laundry list.
The answer to that,
Just make sure.
Richard, is no. I'll tell you how many I've listened to, though. I've been listening to these for ages. As he is a Gary Newman fan, he knows how many live albums there is. So I started this list a long time ago, and I've listened to 12 of them. There we go. A little while to go, but
that's all right. Sorry, I'm playing catch up here.
yes.
Roy Thomas Baker was an engineer on 3 Tons of Sobs as Roy Baker. I agree. Not a bad first credit.
Yes, I remember grabbing some David Bowie in a record store in London. He wasn't happy about it. Good evening, Dave.
5 CD crap rock box because I wanted a rare pop on. I can't give a second. I'm not going to say what first. Don't know. I'll leave that up to you and I need to sort out.
Yeah, he has download. It'll take a little while as well. I'm sort of having to do this one as I listen to them because it's so hard. But I've enjoyed every single one, put it that way.
Oh, Martin has a suggestion. Ray Davies at the BBC, Imaginary Man.
Yes, I've seen it in the thing.
All right, good.
Yeah, it's more shenanigans.
And
So we're going to do what's on next week.
Yes, right, caught up. So we add this to the stage and we make it full screen. Off you go.
Okay, well, as you see, we're coming to the end of April already. Where's the time going? So what we got next week?
I know what's going to come
with the skits.
No, go on.
Yeah. Rocky saying hello, everyone. Yeah, we got the skits, which featured a certain Stuart Adamson. Good band, perfect side, bit of the Rolling Stones. I thought. Well, I think Mick said, "Why don't you do Some Girls?" So yeah, we're gonna have a crack at Some Girls. So look, Tuesday, of course, is Ladies' Day, and first up is one of Richard McCook. I think is Richard McCook's favourite female artist, Tanita Tikaram, and also another request. Top 10 songs of country star Tanya Tucker. I do apologise for Rocky. He's quite vocal tonight.
It was Lloyd that asked for Tanya Tucker, and it was Richard and yourself that went for Tanita Tikaram.
Yes, so that takes us through to Wednesday, and a great band from Switzerland, the Mighty Crocus, or the Poor Man's AC/DC, but they sound great. So I'll be doing a bit of Crocus. That is a tough album, yes.
Rocky,
and then Thursday, we've got a great sophomore drone, A Time in a Word by Yes Against Trespass Genesis.
Saying nothing.
Yes. And then pick a mix next week. It's the US Top 10 on May the 1st. I can't believe it's May the 1st next week. Genesis v. Yes, yeah, tough. And that takes us through to Friday. We've got some Elvis to finish off the Elvis Presley. I thought I'd do the Elvis live albums. We've got 2 new album reviews next week. We've got the new album from Ghost, Skeletor, and the new album from the Stereophonics. Make them laugh, make them cry, make them wait.
Yeah, they made them wait.
Yes, a good battle. I know. I picked some good battles. So that's what we're doing next week.
Hey, well done. Well, let's put you there and there. How far away
good song.
Yeah, Lisa's going to the record store on Sunday. She says she's going to buy tons of 45s.
Good girl. You know what he wants? He just... Come here. You rascal. Anyway, yeah. So that's happening next week. Bit of head-up news. 8th of May. It's Thursday. But it's VE Day. And I'm going out for an afternoon tea in celebration of VE Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be doing a live stream.
Fair. Oh, so you're having 2 days off then?
Yeah,
because you're having the Monday off. You're having the Monday off for bank holiday, and you're having the Thursday off for a live stream.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm still doing the videos on that Thursday, but I'm not. I won't be doing a live stream because I don't know what time I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and afternoon. Where are you going for afternoon tea?
We're going to what you would know as the Five Bells. They've got a thing in there. You know where the bands used to play. It's now like a.
Uh-huh.
They've put on it, and all the money goes towards helping veterans.
All right.
So it's a nice tea, and we're helping veterans as well.
So, triangle sandwiches, sausage rolls, the odd bun, and a cup of tea.
And a cup of tea, yeah. Well, might be a few beers involved somewhere along the line, but yeah. So we're going to, Lee and myself are going to go and support that.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
So we're just missing 2 or 3 people.
Yes, he is Richard. He's gone quiet now.
Mm.
You're supposed to be quiet in your old age.
Nah, nuts to that.
No.
I's dog. I can do what I want.
Yeah, he's, you know, for someone that's 14, he makes a lot of noise. Yeah. I think he realizes that he does it on purpose. I'm sure he does.
Oh, yeah. He
Anyway,
knows.
Rocky wants some screen time. Do you want some screen time? Come here, then. Come on, then. Everyone wants to say hello to you. Well, get you in a position so I can get you up. But remember Tiswas when they used to bring the kids up from behind the thing? There we go. One Rocky.
Hello.
He wants to say hello. Or do you just want some first?
He always.
Oh, dearie me.
He's going to be happy. He's going to be very happy.
Oh dear, look at. Oh dear. Are you happy now? Have you seen everyone? Oh dear me. 1 minute he wants to bite your legs, but
actually, he's a prima donna. You are Rocky. You know that, don't you?
He knows that, doesn't you? Yes. Oh yes. Right, I can't sit with you here like this all night, you know. All right then.
There are times whenever he moves, the way he moves his head, he reminds me of Basil Brush.
Yeah, he used to do that, didn't he?
Oh,
I've got to show you that,
Mr. Jeffrey.
So I've got to do something quickly. Let's go to media assist because you can't see this. Robert Bandsman style. I quickly take that off and that off. He's literally got his paws on the computer desk. And yeah, I'm not even holding him, and he's just sitting on my lap with his. He'll sit like that until he wants to get down. So, no, I think he said he's had enough. All right then, off you go. You've had your 5 minutes of fame again.
It's not 5 minutes of fame. It's 5 minutes of my slave massaging me the right way.
Yeah, he wants to join the chat. Yeah, he normally does, Richard. He likes to have his 6 penny.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, tonight I'm drinking this.
What was that? Wiper and True.
Yes, Umbrella Stout. Rye Stout, very nice. Anyway, I'll put up the link if anyone is in the in the gallery.
Yes, because we need witnesses.
Yes.
Ian knows what's coming.
I do. I do. Anyway, while we're doing that, as we know, we got the sophomore drone, and to make it a little bit more interesting, I thought the first, if you beat me and you can get to 15 victories, okay, over me, I will. You will have. You know which bands I hate, and will have nothing to do with. I'll put a little survey poll up in the I keep wanting to call it community, but it's now called posts. And you
I
can choose
know.
which of the bands I do not like or artists, and I will do a ranking of them.
Oh, right. You all know what you got to do.
Yes, Dave. I'm going to let Dave choose. Dave knows. He'll put 3 of the bands he knows or artists I cannot stand, and I will do that thing. So, yeah, it's a good idea, isn't it?
I'll tell you 2 of them straight away.
One's going to be Coldplay.
Adele,
Adele
and Coldplay. We just have to think about who's going to be number 3.
Yeah. So, So I thought that'd be a bit of fun. Gives you the incentive. That doesn't mean you have to disagree with me, just so you want me to rank something. But just do it in the fun of it. Keep it in the fun of it. Don't just go against me because you want me to do Adele. But you know what I mean. Just what do you think? 15 by 2.
All right, go on, Richard. Who do you think? That'd be interesting to see.
It'll be interesting to see. Ah, dear, yes. So I can't remember. I don't know how I'm doing at the moment. I've done Kiss.
Oh dear.
I don't like Kiss.
Fall at the first hurdle.
I have seen Kiss twice. Once at Donington, and then we went to see them on the tour.
That was the live albums.
You've got to get to 15, Paul, sir.
That's the artwork.
I've done quite a lot on Kiss.
That's Then and Now, classic album. Studio album, 20th of July, 2022.
That long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm coming up to the 4th
And it was
anniversary.
a viewer's request.
4th anniversary, which will be the 16th, which is on a Friday. I'm not doing anything special. We'll just have a bit of a party night on the 15th.
How many rounds are there going to be? It's going to be
You
more.
got 15 and you got to win by at least 2.
Well,
1st to 15.
Evening, Nick.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
We can.
Hearing you fine. We're just missing the other 2 reprobates.
I'm sure Mike will be up here any second.
Yeah. Anyway, this on I think it was Sunday. I had a tap at the door, and there's this strange man standing on my door with a bag full of goodies. Yes. And I'll tell you one in the bag goodies. I've now got my copy of Cars.
Santa Claus arrived early then.
Yes, I've got one copy now, Richard.
I feel like I've lost a limb.
Well, I've listened to everything now, and I love that Motown one. That's great.
I've had that knocking around for years. Literally at the back of a cupboard with that Manfred Mann album.
Yeah, now that Manfred Mann, I thought I recognised it. My dad had that.
It's on the MFP label, wasn't it?
Yeah, my dad had a lot of albums on MFP, and that was one of them. And that
it wasn't a bad label. What was it?
Yeah, they made, but I've got a couple of bits on there. Jeff Love used to go on there a lot with his orchestra.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And all the singles sound good as well. So, yeah, it was a nice surprise.
Yeah. No, No problem at all.
Oh, yeah. I haven't made a video of them yet because I haven't had time. I might do one this week, but I knew you'd be up tonight. So yeah. So are you all ready for Saturday?
I was ready Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Oh.
Got it all sorted.
Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like Nick. Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
well, we've got
Battle
two
Royale.
witnesses.
Yes, we got
two
enough.
witnesses.
Yeah, Battle Royale, right?
Here
Shenanigans
we go.
in the final vote.
Yeah, we've been having some shenanigans. So we decided, okay, I presume, I hope that both of you voted, went to the website and clicked on one of the choices, I hope.
Oh,
Mike, Nick?
Don't
No.
lie about it.
Well,
let's get on with it.
what I did was put up the question, but in a red highlight, I put duplicate votes will be deleted. So let's go and have a look at the votes. Plump. And here they're grouped by IP and computer. You can see the IP addresses down here on the left, the browser, the number of votes, and where people have been voting. So we go down here, 209.93.255.107. They're in somewhere in London, we think.
Is that an IP address? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I wouldn't honestly know.
209.93.255.107. It's the same bloody IP address as the one down here at the bottom. Right, down here at the bottom, one vote for Bizarre Love Triangle. Come up to this one, 6 votes for Bizarre Love Triangle. Now, guess what's going to happen? That's going to get marked. 92.40.212.3. Maidenhead, 2 votes for Bizarre Love Triangle. There's also 92.40.212.6. Now, 92.40.212. These are the same. This is the same address. They're in the same bloody building. They're in the same flat. They're in the same house. Whatever you like. The 0.3 and the 0.6 is just a different identifier for devices. So there were 2 votes for Bizarre Love Triangle. But this one, 2 votes for Bizarre Love Triangle. Ooh, shenaniganery. Let's see if either of these appear. 92.40.212.0. Amazing. It's another vote for Bizarre Love Triangle. So that's all of that. So basically, there's been 5 votes here for Bizarre Love Triangle. Well, let's mark the 2. And the 2. We'll leave the 1 because it's a single vote.
Yeah, there's been some cheating, Kaz. People are voting more than once and trying to get around the system. There's someone that's trying to.
I mean, someone here has voted 6 times for Bizarre Love Triangle. So anyway, this one is harder. It doesn't look like a standard IP address. What this is what they call an IPv6. It's an IP address, but it's a bigger address code, if you like. In London, 2A02C7C. 2A02C7C. So one there, Bizarre Love Triangle. 2AO2C7C, Bizarre Love Triangle. But they're single votes, so we're going to leave them in. It's these ones that have been marked that we're going to delete. Now, do I leave the last vote?
Yeah, leave the last vote. Do you think we should leave the last vote, chaps?
Haven't we already voted on another? Isn't there another line where they voted anyway?
This is it.
Yeah, so don't,
So
No.
because there's a 6 and there's a 1, isn't there? For
Yeah.
the same
yeah,
address.
yeah,
So
and
delete.
I've marked the 6, but I haven't
Yeah.
marked the 1.
Yeah.
So, bang, that's deleted those. Now going to go and look at the bar chart. It comes up 12.7. It's actually, here we go. The bar chart hasn't caught up. The pie chart has. It's 9.7 to Bizarre Love Triangle.
So you have won, Kaz. So
Yeah.
congratulations. Will you email me? I'll put a little thing up. I'll put my email in the description of this. If you email me, we can sort something out. Because I said I was going to do a trophy, but I've been inquiring about that today. More to post it than buy it.
Plus, Kaz might have to pay a tariff.
So basically, Kaz, what I'm going to do, I definitely need an email address of you, so you need to email me. I'm going to do you a voucher instead because I only have to pay for a voucher for you, and no one gets any extras off of me. So
Yeah.
congratulations, Kaz.
Yeah, well done, Kaz.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. So sorry that we had some people that thought they'd cheat, but that system, Dave knows. He knows what he reads you like a book.
Yeah, I've been watching it for the last 3 weeks, and I have noticed the same addresses constantly doing multiple votes. So we decided, right, it's the final. We're going to deal with this. It's the last one. We're not going to be doing this again.
No, that's it. No more competitions, folks. Because because there's people out there that think it's fun to take one at this thing.
Mm-hmm. So well done, Kaz, and enjoy the soft wardrobe. It's just for fun, but if you lot get to 15 wins over Iain, then we'll have a wheel pick of Adele and Coldplay and maybe 1 or 2 others. Just to see.
Anyway, that's better than Space as well, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll put my.
Don't start him off.
Yeah. Yes, this young man put his thumbs down on his video. Yeah. Bit rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as one of the other things Nick gave me was a Vertigo record sleeve, and I've put Caroline in it. Looks rather.
All right. Very good. Very good. So did you get a copy of cars off of him then?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that could never ever happen. I thought you'd cornered the market, mate, and that was it,
And a very nice picture disc of Toya as well.
Yeah. I mean, I got one of those today as well.
Did you?
I did, yeah. Yeah. I made a little video earlier on, and
You did. Bless you. Thank you very much.
yeah, and I got some lovely singles,
Don't
And,
panic, Mike, because I picked up 3 copies at the car boot sale last weekend.
oh, I see, yeah. But the thing is, Richard put a comment on my video that about me not getting a copy of Cars, and I said there's no way that you'd ever part with a copy, and I've been proved wrong, haven't I?
You have.
I've got one anyway, and it stayed with me. Yeah, so I got something a little bit special, didn't I, Nick?
I don't know.
Yeah, a lovely album.
Please tell.
And, it's an album. It's an album that we talked about, isn't it, mate? Alternate covers and all that. And
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I had 2. I only need one.
It's fun. Yeah, there you go. So that's the original cover.
Yeah.
Until they decided that they looked a bit somber, a bit aggressive on there, and it was changed to the sort of like well, it's a bit more jolly, isn't it?
Yeah,
more light-hearted.
It is a wee bit. I've got my picture outside that entrance, holding up the album.
Yeah.
There's
That's
two. There's 2 entrances. Yeah, there's 2 entrances. That one's no longer in use. It's all kind of boarded up.
Ah. Yeah. So yeah, I got that, and I'm really grateful for this, mate. I think this is really good.
That's all right.
I knew you were going to send me a John Holt single, which you did, and I, thanks for that as well. But the other stuff, I just, but when I saw it, I nearly missed it, because I pulled all the singles out, and then I thought, well, I better check, and this was sort of underneath a sheet of cardboard, because if you don't know, I mean, Nick is the king of packaging. When you get a package from Nick, it takes at least 5 minutes to get into it because of the amount of sellotape that goes on there. There's no way that the post office is going to be able to damage that.
I don't know. You're as bad. It takes me ages to get into your package.
Oh right. Well, okay. I think I'm sensible with it, but Nick takes it to extreme, and it's but everything arrives safe and sound, and that's the best thing. And that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. The king of rapping though is Simon.
Yeah. Mummified. Yeah.
Because when you get something from Simon, you don't just get it wrapped. It's got the fragile stickers. You got loads of them wrapped around it as well.
Oh right. Yeah. Well.
Well, if he doesn't know how to pack a package,
but I was really surprised. It turned up, and Caroline said, "Are you expecting anything?" And I said, "No." And as soon as I saw it, I thought, "Yeah, that's from Nick."
Yeah, I got a doorbell rang on, and I thought, "Who the hell's ringing today?" He actually got to meet eye to eye with Rocky.
Oh, right.
Yes. He wasn't too bad with you, was he?
No.
His tail was wagging. That was the thing. I think he probably recognised your voice.
As I say, he hears everything that's going on.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss a trick. Yeah, so I know Mark will probably be like, but old grey whistle test. Yeah. I know Nick's been watching.
Yeah, so have I.
I've picked my top 5.
Yeah, I've chosen 5. I've got a couple of others as well, and there's one in particular, and I think Nick, it'll be on your list as well, Nick.
I like I say, I just started watching them, and a lot of it's only one or two songs that appeared on that list.
Yeah,
I watched the whole Ian Jury thing.
yeah,
I've seen it once before. I watch stuff I wouldn't normally touch with a barge pole,
yeah,
just to give it a fair going over.
yeah,
Good for
yeah,
you.
There's one song, a really popular song. I'll save it till the end when it's my turn to make a fool of myself. Um,
yeah,
which I was quite surprised by. I preferred it to the live version. I preferred it to the studio one, which I've heard so many times. You know, it's probably one of those most overplayed bloody songs, but I really liked it.
yeah, yeah.
But like I say, I'll save it till the end.
Yeah, there was some really good stuff. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember the sort of the YouTube channel that we looked at last week. So yeah, mine are just from YouTube in general. There's a
Yeah,
few playlists.
the rock guy, I think it is, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, I found it in the end.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of others where guys done a sort of I think he's done a 78 playlist and a 77 playlist and that.
Yeah, some of them I've seen before many a time.
Yeah,
And I quite enjoy. Like I say, there's artists here I wouldn't even bother with.
no.
Couple I've never heard of. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've been fair and honest. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
why not? Yeah. I mean, what I did is that some of the ones that I've come up with are ones that I thought I'll go for ones that I can sort of remember, you know, from back in day, and that obviously made a bit of an impression on me. So yeah, I've gone for one or two of those. But yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, when I was actually looking, I watched some Ian Jury, and then there was this live version of "Hit Me with Your Rhythm Stick," I think recorded at Hammersmith.
Yeah,
It's a bit more jazzy. And Davey, I thought, when the two saxophones, I always thought that was him doing two and they just recorded it. No, he was on stage, two in his hand and playing away merrily.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
I can
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I saw sort of Ian Jury and the Blockheads a few times, sort of back in the day. You know, once on the first Diff tour, that's the first time I saw them, and then saw him at least twice afterwards. You know, with them touring, and yeah, they were always brilliant. I mean, the Blockheads are just brilliant musicians. I think that's it. You know, you've got this combination. You've got brilliant songs. You've got a fantastic frontman, and you've got brilliant musicians.
I mean,
has to be great.
The drummer, what was the original drummer's name?
Charlie Charles.
Yeah, the drumming on that live version of "Hit Me with Your Rhythm Stick" is just absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen anything. It's him that keeps that song going. The only thing is, Ian had permed hair.
Yeah, but you know, he can be forgiven, can't he? He can be forgiven.
Yeah, it was a fine performance. Anyway, going off Trump, I noticed when I was going through Sky today, on Sky documentaries, there is a documentary on Pauline Black.
Oh,
yeah, that was. I think it played, or it was on originally, perhaps a week or two ago. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I've not seen it yet, to be honest.
No, I thought I'd mention it, but I thought, whoa, I'm going to definitely give it a whirl. But the great, a bit different. They keep it all very commercial friendly, don't they? On Sky, they don't like going outside the box very often, do they? So
No, but then the BBC don't either. There's one thing that sort of like really irritates me about when BBC do their sort of like compilations of sort of artists, and I think Martin mentioned earlier on there was a Ray Davies at the BBC, and there's all sorts in there, so and so at the BBC, and it's just sort of compilations, or it's a sort of like a compilation of, say, Old Grey Whistle Test, or particular genre, sort of ska or reggae or something, and they put these captions up with these sort of like what the producers obviously think are interesting facts, and they're usually so sort of bloody banal. Yeah, and it's really quite irritating,
Yeah, I mean, they put up stuff that everybody knows.
Exactly, and you think, yeah, you're not being clever,
Yeah,
but
fans know these things.
Yeah, yeah, because I noticed that one or two of the clips that I saw weren't sort of like original sort of Old Grey Whistle Test clips. They were clips from one of these sort of like compilation shows, and that they've always got some stupid fact or other.
Yeah, the one for shall we mention any Dr. Feelgood? It is. Yeah, we know that. Move on.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I know.
We all know that Wilco only played on the first two albums.
Yeah. Wilco's a legend. Yeah.
He was playing on that, the one I saw on that Old Grey Whistle Test.
Yeah.
It was about an hour, wasn't it? The concert.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. But there's that clip in there when he's doing that sort of robotic sort of like backwards and forwards sort of movement, isn't he?
He's like this, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the way
it's like he's like in a world of his own, isn't he? He's in a world of his own.
Yeah.
He's
playing.
Yeah.
He's hitting the strings like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's a unique way of playing guitar. I think that's why that sound was unique on them first two. I think it was the way he hit them strings.
Yeah.
There wasn't any Chaz Jankel though, was there?
No, you're right. I didn't. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
No, he was very, very sort of animated, wasn't he, Wilco? In that gig. Well, that bit the concert bit they played for an hour's worth. It was like he was trying to out cool Norman Roy. Because that's the sort of thing he does. Well, mind you, Norman sort of plods around on stage like a peacock.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'd outcool him.
No.
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 I mean, you don't get the impression that Wilco's looking to sort of like grab the attention. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, but he kind of does, because your eyes start following him, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
so I'll tell you what I'm going to for mine. I mean, I watched a lot, but my top 5 is that there was a session. I think I've put this up on one of the things, and that was Talking Heads when they did their session on Old Grey Whistle Test, and the song that really got me was Psycho Killer. Absolutely brilliant.
I watched that.
Yeah. That was nearly in my top 5.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Then I watched the Tube by Army one as well. Our Friends Electric was just, considering the time and the place, no one had heard anything like that live on that program. Them synths were just something unique, and it's a very special, I think, performance of Our Friends Electric. It's probably one of the best you'll ever see.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to sort my granddaughter out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
I watched that. I was guessing that that Nick would be talking about that.
Yeah, ones that didn't get in, but I'm going to mention it, and that's the U2 one, them doing I Will Follow, which is a great U2 song. I love that early sound of U2.
You know what? I really, back in the early days, you know, with sort of War and, you know, albums like that, and there was a live album, you know, Under a Blood Red Sky. I think U2 were fantastic then. You know, before they became a bunch of pretentious dicks, you know, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and
I love Boy. I think that's a terrific album.
It's a great, I mean, that Boy War, I mean, they're great albums, and you know, I thought they, you know, I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, and the very underrated October.
Yeah, but I kind of drifted away from them. I thought, you know, it all came a bit pretentious.
Yes, Richard's right. Bono's dancing in them days. Oh dear, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Larry Mullen looks about 10, doesn't he, on the drums?
Yeah, but I mean, they were just, you know, they were just a sort of normal Irish rock band, you know, and all the better for it, I think.
Yeah, I saw them in '87 on the Joshua Tree tour. Obviously, you know, this is before they were starting to go a bit pretentious on that tour.
Yeah.
But they were still playing the classics.
It's a good album. Joshua Tree is a pretty good album. Yes. But I think after that, it kind of started to go sort of a bit downhill, didn't it, musically?
Good evening, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Yeah, that was another one that I enjoyed that didn't get on it. There's some sort of live clips from America of, you know, that, you know, when they think, now, especially for Old Way Whistle Test.
Yeah.
There's one of Skinner doing Sweet Home Alabama. And that was 6 months before the crash. So it's quite emotional to see that you know, this is one of their last.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't watch. What was that? Hang on, just reading. Oh, 77. Oh, God, that is. They must have been pretty rare ones, Richard. Because I've never paid 60 quid for a pill session. You know, and you'd expect you'd get a bit of a discount, wouldn't you, if you were buying 77 at auction? Wow, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
Where? Oh, please tell me I saved it.
Yeah.
I wonder, did I save it?
Yeah, it's a lot of pills, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the other one that I mentioned, it was their first appearance on British TV, and that was ZZ Top.
Oh yeah. I saw that one. I've watched that. I swear I can remember watching that. You know, at the time.
I think I know where Richard has been. Richard, were you by any chance at a collector's 30,000 record collection?
Ooh.
It was Eubanks in Surrey. There was an article on the BBC. This guy had he'd been collecting records for best part of 60 years, and he passed away, and the auctioneers were asked to come along and have a look and catalogue. They found boxes upon boxes upon boxes, 30,000 vinyl.
Wow.
and it was all going under the hammer. It was in Woking, and it was on yesterday and today, I do believe.
All right.
Appeal
Yes.
collection featuring artists including Jimi Hendrix, Joy Division,
Oh.
New Smiths, Nico, Stiff Little Fingers. They reckoned it would fetch between 8 and 1,200. Collection of Pink Floyd albums expected to go for 800. The auctioneer, whenever he visited the guy's home, almost every room was filled with records, including the garage. Riffled through a few boxes, then I took 200 photos on my first recce to try and get a grip on what there was.
Wow.
I spent
That's
the next
fantastic. I'll be watching that video then, Richard.
Yes.
That sounds really interesting. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Martin McGrath says about Bono on his T-shirts. When I saw him, he was starting to spout. And this was in the middle of Cardiff Arms Park, the old Cardiff Arms Park.
Oh, yeah.
And some Welsh bloke, and I'm not doing the accent, he went, "Oi, get on with it. I can come in and listen to you spout. Play some music."
Yeah.
And the crowd, he had such a, the Arms Park, doesn't matter how many people in there, if it's just quiet, it booms. It used to boom round there, and
yeah,
everyone that near where we were saying, we went, "Whoa," and then we all went, "Get on with it, get on with it, get on with it." It was just, yeah, I know it says it's easy to.
Yeah, he could prattle.
There's that old joke that at a U2 gig, the lights went out, but that was okay. Bono bent down, pulled his trousers down, and the sun shone out of his rear, you know.
Well, yeah.
The Triffids, Napalm,
The
Death,
Triffids,
Extreme,
yeah. I've never seen
Sid Barrett.
Triffids Hill session. Yeah, I've got one or two
Oh,
of
don't
them.
get me started on Vertigo Swirl.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I went totally off U2 after. I think the last one I bought was Acton Baby, and then on my iTunes thing, they what was it? The next album, everyone got it if they wanted it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, that, yeah. I mean, people were complaining, weren't they, that they were getting a download that they didn't ask for. Yeah,
and it was. I mean, I listened to it and I thought this is pretty shocking.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I like listening to sort of like new music, and that there's always so much, that you can listen to, more than enough to listen to. So what tends to happen if a band starts going downhill a bit, I just sort of like forget about them, and I just don't bother to listen to the stuff after that, because I think, well, there's plenty more stuff, and maybe I miss out on decent stuff, but that's just the way I am.
I can quote you a band that Ian and I both think did that. Muse.
Yeah.
The first 5, 6 were absolutely bloody brilliant.
The first 3 are superb. The Black Hole's album, there's a few iffies on there. The Resistance, there's more iffies, and then it just went downhill from there.
After the Resistance, trash. I'm going to put these up for Nick to have a look. Let me know whenever you've read it.
Good God.
I know.
I know where I can get a copy of the Madness one. But I'm only looking at 45 quid.
Yeah.
He was at this auction. There's an article on the BBC. It was an auction in Woking where a guy had been collecting for about 60 years, 30,000 albums.
Oh, my oldest lad was on the phone to me earlier. I think that's what he was on about.
Yeah. Richard was there. He's going to put a video up about it tomorrow.
Oh, good. Good.
And Ian's favourite comment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Vertigo Swirl, yeah. 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 My favourite record label, Ian.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we go back now? Yeah. If I can make some of a Captain Beefheart, good grief.
Well, that'll be difficult. He's dead.
Yeah.
I like the reply. Dear Bongo, no.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You'll love that comparison, Ian. You two are
Coldplay were never good.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was I forget who it was. It's a guy who's got tens of thousands of subs. He does a lot of classic rock stuff, and he did a video, and it was why do people hate Coldplay? And it was absolutely brilliant video. And there's a really cringe-worthy clip that he showed, and it's Coldplay, and they're playing a gig in India, and Chris Martin thinks it's a good idea to go on stage, and the first thing he does is he apologises to the Indian people for being British.
Oh, God. He's in the...
I know. The guy's an absolute dickhead, isn't he?
Yeah,
Who's that bloody woman singer who's got a famous dad and she apologises to the people over in Calais and all that.
Lily Allen.
Lily Allen, yeah, he sounds like another one of her.
Right.
Yeah. The best thing about a Coldplay album is when it's finished.
Yeah.
Or I always say, if they run out of anaesthetic in an hospital, just put the headphones on and get them listening to a Coldplay album. Knock them out forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 3 tracks on the Joshua Tree are absolutely classic.
Right.
Anyway, shall we go back to my top
Yeah, we'll do a whistle test, won't we?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
That's no problem. So,
Life happens.
at number 3 is probably one of Judas Priest's very first appearances, where they are not very heavy metal. Into the fact that I think Rob Halford was wearing his sister's blouse because they hadn't got much money. I know this story because it's in his biography. And all the clothes they wore there, they borrowed, stealed, and begged. But Rock-a-Roller is just a brilliant song. I
like that song. Yeah, I'm not a Judas Priest fan by any means, but I like that album.
Yeah.
Oh, that song.
Yeah. My number 2, it's Dr. Feelgood. That hours Nick's mentioned, but the song that really hooks me is Roxette.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As we say, the robotic Wilco.
Yeah.
It's just good old fashioned plug in and go, no messing about.
It's always milk and alcohol, isn't it, that gets the mention?
Yeah, but
yeah, that was a bit of a hit, wasn't it, for them?
Yeah. But I love Roxette. I love Down in the Jetty.
Yeah.
Them original ones. But my number one performance for me, and I think everyone may know this, it's a certain band from Scotland.
Oh, yes.
Dum, 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 dum,
The
dum,
sensational
dum,
Alex Harvey band.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little dance routine.
Yeah. They did Framed on the Boston Tea Party, but it is Delilah. When you've got Zal Clemson and Chris. I mean, Chris wearing his underpants on the outside, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And the other, I mean, you've got the Kenner brothers just being normal.
Yeah.
But you've got the other three showboating. I mean, Alex, it's creepy what he does with the dummies. But the best bit is when he looks round at the camera when he's swaying his arse. It's got to be one of the best ever performances.
Yeah. You could. I mean, the thing is, it's a great bit of acting, isn't it? And you can imagine Alex as, someone that's just murdered his girlfriend in that clip. he's so sinister. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant performance.
Yeah, they showboated it and voted that, and they took that 3 minutes and put it to its ultimate thing to me. So yeah, I just loved that clip. It's one of my favourite clips of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many fantastic clips on there. There's New Order doing their early stuff, Joy Division, Big Country. There's a Brian Ferry one that's good, Susie. But it's just this Alex Harvey set that just blows me away every time, and I love listening to that. So there's my school report on.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Well done.
I thought you might go for Alex Harvey.
Yeah,
because we've kind of talked about it before, haven't we? And it is a performance and a half. Shall I go next, or?
Yeah, go on, then you go next as your.
Yeah, right. So mine are a bit different, and they kind of reflects what the sort of music I like. So I'll start with my number 5, and I love this one because of the performance, and it's the Rosillos. And the Rosillos doing My Baby Does Good Sculptures. And
oh yes, I saw that one.
Eugene Reynolds. They really go for it. And Eugene with this sort of like rubber leg sort of dancing that he's doing. And Faye's sort of prancing all over the stage. And it's an absolutely fantastic performance.
It's like a demented John Cleese, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, but it's like, because Eugene's got he's got the quiff, and he's dressed sort of like quite sort of 50s, and it's kind of like, with the sort of the dancing, it's kind of like a sort of, Elvis Presley on acid. I don't know, it's absolutely brilliant performance, But that's my number 5. Number 4 is it's glam meets punk, really, and it's punk before punk. And what's the year? It was 1973, believe it or not, and it's a New York Dolls doing Jet Boy.
Yeah,
and I can remember being blown away by the performance. I don't think I even knew who they were before I saw them on Whistle Test. And I think at school the next day, we were all talking about it. Just,
That's how the impact it had on people, didn't it? I mean, I was too young for that, but I mean, I've seen that, and my God, for 1973, that was raw. That was raucous. That was a bit
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine that my old man would have been absolutely shocked and horrified, but it's just, again, it's it's a performance, it's a spectacle. It was just, you know, it just made an impression on me, and that's why, you know, had to put it in my top 5, even though, you know, it's by no means is it the best performance ever, you know, but it's just, you know, it's just there.
Knew that they were going on British TV. We've got to make an impact on the Brits.
Yeah.
And they did. They smashed it out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah. And so number 3 for me is probably one of the sort of earliest appearances of sort of, you know, what became goth, really. 1978. Susie and the Banshees. And they did 2 tracks, the brilliant Metal Postcard and Jigsaw Feeling. And again, you know, it was just
one with me then. That did just
performance and a half. You know, it's really good. But you know, Metal Postcard, you know, it is one of my all-time favourite Susie and the Banshees songs. But you know, it's absolutely goth. But I don't think, you know, goth had been invented at that point. You know, so that's number 3. Number 2 is one that I think I think Nick might have in his list, and it's the Mighty Damned, and it's doing Smash It Up. And again, it's a great performance, and you know they're larking about on the stage while Annie Nightingale's trying to introduce them, and you know they get towards the end of the performance, and they decide they're gonna, you know, smash up the stage.
Yeah.
But the really funny thing about it is that sort of you got Rat Scabies in the background pushing his drum kit over, but you can see he's being a bit careful about it. You can see he doesn't really want to damage it.
Because they need it tonight.
You know, it's not destructive. He's just, you know, he's just pushing the stuff over, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I know the clip. He sort of, he doesn't kick him over. He didn't do a Keith Moon, did he? He just
no. Things just get that, you know, the drum kit just sort of collapses into a heap, you know. But there was a really weird thing, and I'd forgotten about this. Is when Annie Nightingale was the presenter of Ulster Whistle Test, they had her sat behind a desk, and it's really quite weird. She sat behind this desk while she's presenting, with sort of like, you know, like sort of, you know, gig posters sort of behind her and that. And I noticed it wasn't just for that one program, because I've seen quite a few clips, and she's there, and she, you know, as I say, she sat behind a desk, you know, a bit like a newsreader. And it's really, really quite strange. But yeah, it's a fantastic performance by the Damned, and again, you know, a band that I love, and yeah. So that was number 2. So what's number 1? Yeah, number 1. Another performance that really sort of blew me away, and this was sort of like probably sort of early to mid 1976. So it was just on the, you know, just as punk was starting to emerge. So what you'd get is, you know, no records being released. You know, it wasn't until sort of like, you know, I think September, October time that, you know, you started getting punk singles released. But John Peel was playing an awful lot of unsigned bands, and they were they were mainly punks, you know. But this person is not one of those. It's Patti Smith, and the performance, it's she's performing Horses, and yeah. And then it sort of segues into Hey Joe at the end, and it was just a sort of, you know, it's her appearance, this sort of androgynous woman, and she was just different, absolutely fantastic. And it was weird, it was wonderful. And again, it's a performance that sort of really made an impression on me. So that's my number one. It's Patti Smith performing Horses.
I think the first time I had heard that album, and I heard that first time I heard that album would have been 82.
Right. Yeah.
And I just I've always knew what the album because of the cover. It's that lovely picture of her. And a friend of mine had it. And I said, I've never heard this. So they said, well, we better put it on. And it totally blew me away. Absolutely blew me away.
It's like nothing else. It's like nothing else that I'd ever heard before.
No. And seeing that, and just, well, I've seen the clip on, and I can imagine if I'd have seen that when it was going out live, I think it had the same impact of me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone that's ever listened to Horses and go, it's all right.
Yeah.
I've never heard any word. Everyone's got something so good. It's aggressive. It's
I just like the way it builds up, and you've got quite a sort of low key start to it, and then the band sort of comes in, and it's just great. It's a great rock tune, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, but gets poo-pooed. It doesn't get the love it deserves, does it?
Yeah.
Well, that was fascinating. Some brilliant stuff in there. I think everything you've mentioned. I think I've watched. I know it sounds like Nick has as well. But you saw
the odd one or two.
Yeah, I was thinking. I could put these in, but I know others may as well. So
right.
Because that they're going to get a mention somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
But I couldn't guess any of yours, Michael.
No.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Mine are different.
But this is the American perspective of Old Grey Whistle Test. So,
well, there's 168 was the number. And you got to be careful because some of them are not Old Grey Whistle Tests. You can do a search for Old Grey Whistle Tests and get other shows lumped in. So you got to be careful. But there were some important performances and some things up there that probably were only done once or captured once, right?
Yes.
I mean, some of the bands that you're mentioning, Patti Smith and others, they were recorded decades later. And there's footage of that on YouTube of them doing those same songs. Just an observation, not a judgment.
Yeah.
So I just realized when I was looking at this list of the 168, I knew that I shouldn't pick Madness or any Scott stuff or any Susie and the Banshees. I needed to differentiate myself.
Of course.
Yeah.
As a guest panelist of American descent.
Right.
Oh, I suppose you want me to do mine. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The first one. And they're not ranked. They're not ranked. Okay.
It's what we pay you for.
Thank you. I take the big bucks. It's in my pay grade. Nils Lofgren, Going Back. And I am not a big Nils Lofgren fan. I don't have any of his records, but he leads with piano in this performance. Have you ever heard Going Back? It's a nice ballad, and it's just a very, very tight performance. And I think there's only maybe one or two performances by Nils Lofgren on Old Grey Whistle Test. This one is an absolute winner. Okay.
Right.
And I don't think there's any other, maybe there's one other capture of him on YouTube doing that song, but he did it in like 1973, so he's really young. And it's probably his first performance in the UK. Pete Sinfield, Song of the Sea Goat. Probably only one representation of him performing that song live. That's why I picked it
Wow.
on Old
Oh,
Grey
that's-
Whistle. Beautiful.
I'm gonna have to listen to that one then. I'm gonna have to watch that, Michael, because
I think you really like it. I think you really like it. So that was where I framed this, right? To choose them. Argent, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which some people say is one of their best performances. That was on Old Grey Whistle Test. Great song, right?
Yeah, I've seen that clip. It is to me. It's their best, the best version I've ever heard of that. Totally agree.
Terry Reid, Live Life. He picked up a bass player and another guitarist, or maybe a drummer that you don't see. This is all from. He did 2 tracks from River, Live Life, and another track. But Live Life is just a nice. It's an acoustic song, acoustic version of that song, and just a beautiful rendition by Terry Reid. And my last one is a guy wearing a black jacket, like a dinner jacket, tuxedo jacket, and I think it's probably his only performance in the UK because he was not very popular in the UK. And
I wonder who it could be.
from his Something Anything double record, right, a double record, which was his 3rd record. Doing it wouldn't have made any difference, which is like a pure syrupy pop song. He also did something from Healing, so that was probably the time that Healing got released, and he's in the UK at piano solo, Todd Rundgren, and it's a great performance. Those are my 5. And 5 that you would never pick.
Yeah,
You would never pick these.
yeah.
Well done.
That was really good because you were well and truly in the
Minority.
the Bob Harris era.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is and there's some great performances sort of in there. Yeah. I do.
And also the last thing that happened to me last night before I went to sleep is I got an email from Iain with the link, and I realized, oh shit, I forgot to do this. So I needed an angle.
Excellent.
There's another excellent person from Northampton there, Bob Harris. He was born in my town.
Was he really?
Right, I didn't know that.
Boy, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the great whispering Bob Harris. Yeah.
Weird. He's so weird.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant,
Well,
especially.
Yeah. Actually, there's one thing I forgot to mention with the Patti Smith performance. That Bob's sitting sort of like across from the stage, so he sat in a chair, in his denim, and he introduces it, and then it comes back to him, and he says what he always says is, "Wow."
Yeah.
You could see on his face that he was really thinking, if this is the future of rock and roll, then all I love is going to turn to dust.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay.
good old whispering Bob.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, no, I loved listening to him, even on the radio.
Yeah.
He could send you, that voice could send you to sleep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but in a good way.
yeah, in a good way. I've got 5.
Oh, come on, Dave.
All right. So number 5, not in order of preference. It's just the ones that I happen to go through.
Right.
From 1977, Manhattan Transfer.
Ooh. Nice.
Do you know what? I nearly watched that, and then I thought better of it.
I tell you what,
I think it's on the list, just above Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah, it's about 42, 43 minutes long. It was all Manhattan Transfer. Literally, it's a concert. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite songs. Our dad's job took us overseas, and we were over in Cyprus for 3 years, and we moved back to the UK in 1972, just in time for colour TV, the Olympics in Munich, because we actually drove through Munich while the Olympics were on. Couldn't get a hotel for 200 miles either side. But anyway, we got home, like I say, colour TV. And wow, this is fabulous. I sit and watch it, and on came the old grey whistle test. I'd never seen it, but it was music.
Right.
And that theme tune that hooked me straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who came on? David Bowie.
Ah,
he's got-
that is Ziggy Stardust persona when he's
Yes.
got that blue acoustic guitar, or not?
No, this is him doing "Oh You Pretty Things," Queen Bitch, and 5 Years.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
It,
brilliant.
Hunky Dory.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, the 5 years performance is great. I almost picked that one.
That sort of I'd heard some music on the radio, BFBS, Forces Radio. So they were they operated under the similar rules to the BBC. So you didn't get the latest, greatest rock and roll. You got the pop hits. So seeing and hearing Bowie, it blew my mind. And then 74, one of the greatest Irish rock and roll bands. And no, it's not U2 or anyone else. It's Horselips.
Oh,
In
yeah.
1974, they played Garrick Doom.
Yeah. I watched that this afternoon, Dave.
And?
Yeah. And I think it's brilliant.
It is. It's absolute classic, especially if you look into the background to the song. It's part of a Celtic story cycle.
Right.
Well worth it. And then also in 74, and again, my mind got blown, Supertramp playing Rudy and Dreamer. And
Classic performances.
I mean, I would rate them above my last pick, but my last pick was something that I'd heard, and I thought, oh, this sounds really good. I want to see what the guy looks like. I want to see this thing. And it came up that he was going to be on Old Grey Whistle Test. It's Al Stewart doing The Year of the Cat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Live on piano and everything. Oh, yes. My ears had, I was justified in my picks. So that's my 5.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Al Stewart, I mean, Year of the Cat is one of my all-time favourite albums.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and Supertramp as well. Supertramp. I mean, the thing about Dreamer is I think it's kind of suffered from sort of like, me being sort of over familiar with it. You hear it all the time. But Rudy is one of my all-time favourite Supertramp tracks. So, yeah.
But the thing is, you can also pick which version of those songs that you like. Do you prefer the Old Grey Whistle Test? Do you prefer the album? Or do you prefer Live in Paris? And Iain knows what I'm going to say. I prefer versions on Live in Paris.
Right.
Because
I don't think
it's an album. It's on Spotify.
Right. Okay.
It's a fine album. Very good album. That's some excellent choices there, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that David Bowie performance is, again, he used that time wisely. I think he knew what the thing was. Go and play 3 songs, and he picked 3 great songs, and the performance was outstanding. So,
well, he actually did 4 because he did a revised version of "Oh You Pretty Things."
Oh,
started and finished.
Simon's got married.
Yeah. You'll wear it out one of these days, Simon. It's well worth listening to again and again and again.
So that only leaves Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man who watched 12 of them.
Yeah, so we're going to get a lot of prog now, are we?
I actually watched more than 12, but I could only be bothered to write down these. What I'll do, I'll read the notes. I'm not going to go into great, and the one that surprised me the most, I'll leave till the end.
Okay.
Did you find it addictive, Nick? Once you started, you just kept going to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah.
Or did you cherry pick?
I cherry picked it first, and then I thought I'll bugger it, and I did skip one or two. There's a couple of them I only listened to a bit of the tunes because. Anyway, we'll get rid of the easy ones first. Toya, Specials, The Damned, effing brilliant. That's what I wrote.
Yeah. And you're right.
Anything less?
Johnny Winter.
Yep.
Oh, that's a brilliant clip. I sat and watched that the other day.
Big
Brilliant.
Nose. Crap wardrobe, but brilliant rocking cover.
And a hooter to get the pickles out of a jar.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Jumpin' Jack Flash is my favourite Rolling Stones tune.
Yeah.
Absolute favourite. That Johnny Winter cover is fantastic. What a rocking.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. White Snake. I was doing the washing up when I was listening to this. It is what it is. It's okay, I suppose. So that's my review of White Snake.
Was that Lie Down?
Don't ask me.
Trouble they did on there as well. I think they did Live Down, Trouble.
I listened to one of them, and I just, it is what it is, I suppose. You know, it was okay. Right, should we get to the critical stuff?
Yeah.
Can live at the Old Grey Whistle Test and interviews, 1975.
All right.
Load of self-indulgent crap.
Oh.
God, I'm glad you said that, Nick. Not that I agree with you, but I thought I might have slipped into a parallel universe.
Can I also say that the views of this gibbering buffoon don't always concur with those of the panel and the general public in general, like, you know.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Pretentious tripe.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. Are they German?
They are, yeah.
Yeah. I thought as much.
Don't mention the war.
Yeah. Cheap Trick.
Oh yes.
I want you to want me. Yeah. Second tune was better. Never been a fan of that I want you to want me song. Never really loved it.
No, it's not one of their best.
No. What we got now? Alex Harvey Band. Clown face freaks me out.
I think that was the idea, though.
Mr. Harvey looks like a hard bastard.
He was.
He's kind of sort of singing away, looking at the camera, and he's like he's giving you the evils.
Yeah.
And you don't know whether he's going to sort of reach out and give you a damn good wallop or what.
You want to see him when he does? There's a clip of him, I think, on stage doing Framed. He's menacing on that.
I watched Delilah, and he did another one, didn't he?
Boston
But
Tea.
I can't remember what it's called. But the only other time I've ever seen him singing was, I think it's an old black and white footage of him doing Midnight Moses, which I think is a great song, actually. Quite enjoyed that.
Right.
Ian Jury and the Blockheads, top notch. Wilco Johnson, hyped up on Lucasade. Hairstyle like Hamble from Play School. Norman Watt-Roy, cool dude. And how did Charlie Charles get up on that platform to play drums? Roxy Music, Ladytron. Does Mr. Eno really know what all them dials and stuff do, or is he just bluffing it?
No, he did. He knew every dial.
I quite enjoyed that Ladytron, actually. There was another one, and yes, the bloke, was he playing a clarinet as well sometime during one of them?
Is that Andy Mackay?
Yeah,
I don't know the names.
Yeah.
But he had his pants on, didn't he, over his trousers or something?
yeah, another one that can't dress in the morning.
Yeah. Kevin Coyne, House on the Hill.
What did you think of that?
First time on Old Grey Whistle Test, and bloody hopefully the last.
Oh, that's
Didn't like it at all. Judy Sill, The Pearl. Okay, as far as folk music goes, I suppose. If I had to compare it to a modern day era singer, I'd say Suzanne Vega. She looks like the woman off the Big Bang Theory. I think she had a drug problem as well, didn't she?
Yes.
And she had a few warts or whatever. And I thought, spotty, warty, has she been licking a toad? And finally, the one that surprised me the most, it's a song I've heard no end of times. It's overplayed. It's done to death. That was Al Stewart, Year of the Cat. Preferred this live version to studio. Good rhythm, beat. Found myself tapping my hands and feet. Saxophone reminded me of Baker Street. Totally surprised by that. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the best performances, I think.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah. I'm not really into his stuff, so I wouldn't go out and buy any of it. But I thought it was a great tune, great live performance.
It's a fantastic album as well, Nick. The
well,
whole
I
album
might
really
give
good.
it a listen on YouTube, but the live version, Year of the Cat, 10 times better than any studio version I've heard on the radio. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And there you go. That was my critical view.
Oh, that was brilliant.
It was entertaining.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Yeah. That was fantastic. Yeah. There's one or two others, isn't there? You know, that I think that we probably haven't mentioned. And there was Vinegar Joe.
Yes.
Yeah. Gonna Be a Honky Woman.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Elkie Brooks looks so young.
Yes.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
And delightful.
Yeah.
I miss beginning, so I don't know if you mentioned. I don't know if you mentioned this, and I'm surprised. And if you didn't, I'm surprised nobody did. But there's a bunch of stuff by Blondie that was
Yeah.
good performances. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I know he's not very popular anymore, but the really early stuff by Billy Joel was quite a good performance in Old Grey Whistle Test.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Blondie. Yeah, I did watch that. She did, or they did. I'm always touched by your presence, dear. It was one of the.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she's looking lovely. You know, in a thigh length white leather boots. Yeah,
Yeah. Radiant.
radiant. Yeah, that's
I
the
mean,
word.
some other honourable mentions. Some of the performances by Adam and the Ants in their early days.
Yep.
You know, this is the stuff. You know, the Dirt Wear White Sox days. You know, so it's not even the Ants that
Yeah.
became popular. I mean, there's a great version of Young Parisians I've seen on there. It's as good as this. I mean, I love his voice on the single, but when you hear it live, he's really plays up to the camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's some great performances by the Smiths on there as well. Also,
I did listen to that Susie and the Banshees as well. Metal Postcard, was it, or something?
yeah. And
Yeah,
Jigsaw
I'd never heard it before. And if I have, I didn't recall it.
No.
That was good.
Yeah,
I mean, there's one I thought could have been better, and that's when Focus were on.
Oh, they did
But-
Sylvia, didn't they?
Yeah, but they do it
Focus,
twice as fast.
Yeah.
When they did Hocus Pocus, I mean, what were they on?
Yeah,
I mean, the drummer must have been on something because he went off, and I think the rest of the band were trying to catch up with him, and it sort of spoilt the performance. They do House of the King, which is one of my favourite Focus tracks, and again, you know, slow it down, boys. You know.
yeah.
There's a Genesis as well. Well, I nearly studied that, but no. But that's a prog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And it just reminded me of stuff Rick Wakeman would do, and no, not for me. It just sounded like they were so full of themselves and pomposity, and very self-indulgent. And
No, they were experimental krautrock.
Yeah.
They should have been experimented on.
Yeah.
Not really
Wow.
into that.
But then again,
I'm quite a
people
fan
like them,
of-
don't they? People like them, so there you go.
Yeah.
I mean that one by Focus, the Sylvia Hocus Pocus. It wasn't the drummer that set them off. It was the lead guitarist. He was playing double rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the lead guitarist that set them off. The rest just followed him.
I think that's well. I mean, there have been some really bad performances on there as well, but we won't go into. That's for another day.
We've made Jeb happy again.
Do you think that when these bands and artists are asked to appear on it, do you think they try that little bit harder to impress people?
Oh yeah, this is a big break. This is them cracking a new audience. They bring it to the nines.
It's like, I mean, you take ZZ Top. It was their first ever appearance on British television.
I wish I'd watched them ones.
Yeah.
Actually,
they played their, you know,
Yeah.
they sounded great. You know, they had that few minutes to prove here we are with a new better band in America, and it did them good because they picked up a lot of fans from that.
Yeah, but it was show to be on. You know, there wasn't anything else like this. That, you know, Radio One, you know, by and large was, you know, was singles, wasn't it? You know, a playlist, and I can't think there was anything else on telly at that time, particularly in the early 70s, that really competed with Whistle Test. You know, and the bands were allowed. You know, it seems they were given a bit more sort of free rein to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
rather than, oh, you know, we want you to come on and play your hits.
Well, this is it. You were Top of the Pops, which was come and play your latest single, climbing through the charts. Here's the top 10 countdown, blah blah blah. The drivel that you would hear every day.
Right.
Old Grey Whistle Test was, hey, this is new. This is what's coming.
Right.
Go and listen to this. Give this, you know, give it a chance.
Yeah.
It's something new and wonderful. And
Yeah,
I think the punk scene started, yes, the pubs and clubs and whatnot, but it got more airing on Old Grey Whistle Test than it did before Top of the Pops.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you know, with Top of the Pops, you know, of like a new band couldn't make it on Top of the Pops, because to be on Top of the Pops, you either had to be in the top 40 or your previous single had to have been in the top 40. If that, you know, if neither of those applied, you wouldn't get anywhere near Top of the Pops.
Unless somebody dropped a wad of money.
Well, maybe.
Back in the days of payola.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a whole sort of chart fixing thing, wasn't there, and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, a lot of people, I can't remember which, just trying to think, because Motorhead played on there as well.
Yeah.
And I think it was Lemmy who said, we prefer, you know, we wanted to get on Old Grey Whistle Test because we could play live.
Yeah. And that was the attraction. That was the attraction for an audience. And, you know, I can't really overestimate the sort of impact that our program had. You know, the importance of it for myself and my mates. You know, when we were at school. Yeah, it was everything. You know, that and John Peel, really.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe Alan Freeman on Saturday afternoon. You know.
There isn't no thing for alternative music on the TV now, is there? There's, you know, these up and coming bands.
Yeah.
Not
it's all streaming and all these various. I mean, how many versions of Radio 1 are there now? And
do you remember that other thing that Whistle Test used to do? And this is early 70s, so this is sort of like pre videos, you know, days. And they used to use sort of like old sort of like 1930s cartoons and other bits of science movies.
Yes.
As a sort of, you know, as a visualization of the tunes.
They gave you a little backdrop.
Yeah,
if the guys were standing there playing their instruments, no motion, no expression, then they throw up.
You know, sometimes an important album would be released, and you know the band obviously wasn't available, so they would play a track.
That happened with Queen. Apparently, Bob Harris said they get sent these records when just blank on them. And one of them was Queen's Keep Yourself Alive. So what they did, as you've just said, they went and found clips and they put this montage together to fit the song. And that's the first anyone had ever heard Queen was on the Old Grey Whistle Test. Keep Yourself Alive with that film, and it made an impact. Yes, I remember Rock Goes to College.
Yeah. It used to be on Saturday evenings, didn't it? On BBC. Yeah.
I remember seeing AC/DC. The first time I ever saw them perform on TV was on that, and Bon Scott was the singer.
Right.
So it was on there. I think it was sort of riff-raffy, you know. It's that brilliant. First time I saw Marillion on TV was on Rock Goes to College.
Would you care to guess who was the first on Rock Goes to College?
No.
Wasn't the specials, was it?
Nope.
Tell us the year.
78.
78.
22nd
Tom Robinson.
22nd of September, Middlesex Polytechnic in Hendon.
Yeah. I remember seeing Tom Robinson band on.
They played 13 songs.
Oh.
Started off with Mary of the Fourth Form.
Oh, it's the Rats, was that?
Yes.
Oh, right.
They didn't get... Rat Trap was number 6. And they ended up with looking after number 1. The next episode was Crawler. Then the episode after that was the Crusaders. October in University of Surrey in Guildford, it's the Stranglers.
Crusaders, they were a soul band, weren't they?
Yeah, was it Street Life?
No, this is the American jazz fusion.
Ah, so this is a different.
Well, there we go.
Same one.
Oh, there you go.
Terry was there. Brilliant concert.
Yeah, the October one with the Stranglers, the show was aborted because the Stranglers walked off stage. They said they walked off, refusing to play to elitist audiences after a dispute when an agreement to make tickets available outside of the college was not honoured.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then you had the Rich Kids, Midge Ure and Glenn Matlock.
Yeah.
The Climax
That's an interesting combination, isn't it?
Yeah.
You had the Climax Blues Band in City of Birmingham Polytech. John Martin. It doesn't say where it was, but it's available on DVD. AC/DC, 10th of November, University of Essex, as we've been told. Lindisfarne, December, at the University of Essex, Colchester. Cheap Trick as well. Ian Dury and the Blockheads from Queens in Belfast. Bebop Deluxe from Oxford. George Thorogood, Tom Robinson Band.
Yeah, I remember the Tom Robinson Band. Yeah,
that was towards the end of.
Didn't Susie do one?
Let's see, Bethnal, the Cars, University of Sussex, the Ruben Ooze, Rory Gallagher, Middlesex, the Police, Hatfield Polytech.
I've seen
Steve
that
Hillage, University of Kent, Bruford, Oxford Polytech, Average White Band, Joe Jackson, Hatfield, The Specials, Colchester, Livewire, Secret Affair, Spyro Gyra.
Oh, God.
Up in Leeds.
Was that in Leeds? Oh, dear.
Yes.
Got a short stroll there, didn't we?
First ever UK performance.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Let's see, Joe Ely Band in Middlesex, Robin Trower, University of London Union, April Wine at Reading, Tom Petty at Oxford Polytech, Steve Forbert, Lancaster, the Blues Band at Keele, After the Fire down in London, Q-Tips UB40 at Keele University, the Motels at Bradford, the Roches in Loughborough, U2 at Queen's in Belfast, Stiff Little Fingers in Queen's in Belfast.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been a corker.
It would. B.A. Robertson at Preston Polytech, Gillan at Oxford Polytech.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
John Martin, University of Stirling. Susie and the Banshees, 19th of March, Warwick Arts Centre, University of Warwick.
Yeah. I think I saw Susie and the Banshees on that tour. But at Leeds University, yeah.
Some of the shows, such as AC/DC and the Police, have recently been broadcast on VH1 Classic on the show BBC Crown Jewels.
Oh,
Ooh.
Anyway, it's
Yes.
the last Thursday of the month, so we know what appears on
Oh.
the last
oh, it's the
Thursday.
wheel. Oh, right.
It's our Wheel of Fortune.
All right, let's make it big so we can see. Right, what we got there? Jack Frost, Corpus and Clunkers,
Yes.
To Be or Not To Be, Jacket Covers, The Lads, One Rocky, Turn Your Head Up, Oh, Breakup Songs, Calendars.
So what? We're all going to be praying we get breakup songs because it's Michael's. It's been on the wheels. It's collecting dust itself now.
Yeah, it's
So
been different.
is Corpus and Clunkers. That's one of the longest.
true.
Yeah, let's have a spin.
Yes, yes. Hey.
At long last, Michael is a happy bunny.
I'm happy.
Right.
I am so pleased for you, Michael. I really am.
Yeah,
So breakup
Right.
songs.
that's good. That's good.
That'd be a great one. So that's what we'll be doing next week, folks. Top 10 albums for breakup songs on. I've got three in my head already.
I've got one for you. I've got one for you straight away.
What?
It could be taken in sort of gay terms. I shot the sheriff.
So that's all.
Right, let's
next
take
week.
that off there. There we go.
Yeah. Just to
Brilliant.
let you know, there will not be a live stream on 8th of May. Because
Okay.
I don't know if you heard it. It's VE Day, and I'm going to a charity event in the afternoon, an afternoon tea where the money goes towards our veterans.
Very nice.
Actually, saying that, and because of the time difference, it'll be now. It's Anzac Day, 25th of April.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So that's the commemoration of the service of the Australian, New Zealand, and Pacific Island troops
Mhm.
over the years. Yeah.
So we're going to an afternoon tea at what the pub's putting on a charity event. So we're going to support that. So I don't know what time I'll be back, so it's easy to say we won't do one.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's week after next, isn't it?
Week after next, yeah. I'm going to go and support the troops, and apparently there are going to be some veterans there, so that'll be
Excellent.
super. So that's in a couple of weeks for me. I will be doing the videos as normal in the day, but there'll be no live stream.
Hmm.
So I've really enjoyed tonight talking about Old Grey
Yes.
Whistle Test.
Yeah, me too.
And I think in a few weeks, next time we do something like this, we'll do one on the midnight special, because that is the American sort of version of
Yes.
And there
Okay.
are some brilliant. There's a dedicated channel on YouTube. You just put in midnight special, and there's an actual Facebook group, and there is tons of stuff, and there's got some
Oh,
absolute legends on that.
Yeah.
what was the
Sounds good.
other American music show? With what was his name? Casey Kasem.
Yes. I forget the name of it.
That used to be on late at night here in Britain, didn't it? In the early hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Casey Kasem? Is he the guy that did the voice of Shaggy?
Yeah, he was,
yes.
he was,
All
Yeah.
right. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did
did.
the American Top 40.
Oh.
Casey's Top 40 and then the American Top 40.
Yeah, I think it's nice we talk about some of the music shows that of days gone past.
Yeah, American Top 40. Yeah.
Yeah. So next time we do something like this, we'll talk about the midnight special. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Don't forget tomorrow. We've talked about them tonight, but I'm doing Susie and the Banshees live albums tomorrow.
Hey.
Which are all
And
good.
keep an eye open for that video that's going to be posted.
By Richard Warwick, yes. Don't forget.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
No,
What I will do once he puts it up, if you want to watch it yourself, I will put the link in the description box as soon as Richard puts it up. So, because I think it'll be an fascinating visit.
There it is. She's got it. American Bandstand.
American Bandstand. Yeah, that was another good
That
show.
was the other one.
Yeah.
That's the one that used to be on really late at night. I think was it Channel 4 it used to be on?
Yeah, it used to be on Channel 4, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Oh, we haven't done the thumbnail.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to have to show this on, Nick.
Yeah.
I like this. It's done a. Oh, a bit of Jeff Beck. Thank you very much.
3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you very much. Good on, nearly forgot that. Then we could have done a thumbnail. So we've done this. Is it. We're going now. We've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes.
And guess what? Pulsar has reminded us of another one. Dick Clark.
Yes, lots to go through. So we'll see you all next week. Bye for now, folks.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.